Ladies and gentlemen, we are off to the races. Hex is taking off. There's a lot to cover in this video. We're going to be covering some bullish news that I've been following for some time, some YouTubers that you should follow, that I follow. And more than anything, before we move forward with this video, I do want to give a public apology to a lot of Hexicans out there, because I did lose my faith in Hex. It was like dipping like crazy. So in my last video I did a bold price prediction, or maybe an unbold price prediction, depending on how you want to look at it. And and I my price prediction was that Hex would go from where it was trading at 15 cents to 0.069420, and that didn't happen. And I think at this point things are looking really good, and I think we're gonna pump from here. So I wasn't serious about that price prediction, by the way, but maybe a lot of you don't have humor. I did think it was gonna go down to 6 cents though. But anyways, let's move forward here. All right, so here we're about 27 cents. Things look really good. So let's look at percentage wise how much we've gone up. Let's zoom back here. So had a pretty good pump. We're still not out of the woods in my opinion, so there is a possibility that from here we can have another retracement back down. It can be an even uglier one. So I'm still cautious. I think that I'm gonna feel really good once we get to over our all-time high, which is about 52 cents, I believe. So so yeah, enough about the chart. Want to talk about some bullish news. These are the things that I find that are good indicators on the price of Hex, not just looking at the technical analysis here, because we could look at that all day and it could just pump all of a sudden. But not taking anything away from technical analysis. I still rely on it heavily, but let's look at why I'm so bullish. So let's click here. So Twitter, what are the source? So I stumbled across this tweet, and this is kind of a big deal. I believe this Hexican was at one of the meetups. I forget. I think it was Amsterdam, but he was really. I think he had a private dinner with Richard. So this is like a known person in the community, wealthy investor from the looks of it. But what really caught my eye was that he's pictured here with Robert Kiyosaki, which, as you know, is the author of Rich Dad, Progressive Dad. So I mean, if they're going to get on a podcast and talk about Hex, that's going to be crazy. That's going to give it so much exposure, because Robert Kiyosaki is very bullish on Bitcoin, property, and gold. So to add Hex to that, I think I only hear Richard talk about Bitcoin. Robert Kiyosaki. I only hear him talk about Bitcoin and gold and other assets. But I never really heard him talk about any other cryptocurrencies. I'm sure he has, but that's the one that he's always, telling people to buy. So not sure when this is going to happen, but once that happens, that's going to give Hex even more exposure, and get it closer to being viral. I think it kind of is in a way already. Now, let's take a look at this one. So we're looking at here at the chart here, and I've been, I try to look historically. Before I bought into Hex and a little bit after, I kind of looked at the chart, and to me it looked pretty good. I didn't see any big dumps, but I wish I would have looked at the chart for this year just a little bit more closer, just because I was looking at, if I would have looked at some of the retracements that it did there, I would have maybe not bought as much around the 30 mark and waited till like it dipped down to like 15. But hey, you can never time the market. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to get enough Hex to get me a T-share. So I'm just holding that in liquid, and I'm waiting for Pulse mainnet to launch so I can get my copies there, and then from there I might stake some of that, because I haven't staked anything just because Ethereum's terrible right now and I don't really want to pay any gas fees. So we'll see how things go. I'll probably stake once I get my Hex on the Pulse mainnet. So we'll see how that goes. But this is just very bullish, because right now, Hex just started. 2020, December 2019, I believe. And we'll see where we're at here. Now, if we keep going on this trajectory, I mean, sky's the limit. So very, very bullish about Hex, and it's just something that I've been holding. I haven't sold it. I think that why sell? You know, I believe in it. I have my cryptos that I believe in it, and I'm gonna hold them no matter what. Okay, so and then another a lot of you probably know who Johnny Chaos is. I kind of joke with him. I thought he was I thought this is a bunch of blow and he was just gonna do it, that he's like immortal to any hex dump, and he responded to me. So pretty cool. So one of the things, you know, I figured we'd play this video so you all can kind of listen to this. I thought it to be helpful.
So imagine, if you will, there's this primitive tribe. Let's call them HEXICANs. Imagine, if you will, they sit on the great bed of a river of diamonds. And every night at 8 p.m., they get more diamonds in the river. And every night, they go back and they have more diamonds. So this little community thinks to themselves, oh my gosh, every night I go like clockwork and there's more diamonds. I can take some of these and sell them for pennies. And they sell them for pennies. And they sell them for pennies. And they take for granted the fact that they're sitting on a river of diamonds because they don't know any better. And they have abundance. They keep getting more and more every night. But you know what happens? You know what happens if they sell all of their diamonds? They lose access to that river. They lose access to that flow. You know what else happens? You're going to find that pirates are going to come along because they know what these are worth, even though you don't. So they're going to try to separate you from your river of diamonds. You know what else? You know who makes the money? The people that bought them for pennies. You know why? Because they're smart enough to only put a few at a time in the case and put a big price tag on it and patiently wait until someone is willing to pay the price that they're actually worth, instead of taking their abundance and just dumping it on the market.
All right. So lesson for investing in general. So one other one that I wanted to look at. So this is, you know, obviously they're filming this documentary about Richard in Europe, and I know that they've interviewed several hex investors, HEXICANs, whatever you want to call them. Now, this makes me very bullish just because they're going to interview Mr. Johnny Chaos, and you know, I'm very selective who I follow as far as just YouTube influencers, crypto influencers. So this guy, he's a FX creative designer. So looks like works in entertainment. He's also a big HEXICAN or whatever. And Richard often likes and retweets his stuff. So they're gonna come. They're filming. So this should be interesting. This to me is very bullish just because he is in the industry, and it just kind of shows that something's going on with this Hex documentary. You could also find the official page for the Hex documentary. So find it, follow it, or not. So yeah, so these are the little gems that I look at, because if you time things right and you come to your own conclusion, because you're the only one that can, you know, come to that conclusion that's gonna result in you buying an investment. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you the way things work. Like human psychology, you come to your own conclusion, says I'm gonna buy into this company, this crypto or whatever. So yeah, so let's move forward. So I'm gonna talk about some of the, you know, Hex influencers that I follow. This guy, Rags to Riches. Whatever you do, don't like or subscribe to his channel. Maybe, I don't know, just watch some of his videos and the YouTube algorithm will will somehow lead you there. But don't, just whatever you do, don't subscribe or like his channel. Watch one of his videos. You'll understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, cool dude. I like his videos. So that's one of the influence crypto hex crypto YouTubers that I follow. Also, CryptoHeartBeat. So, CryptoHeartBeat does some really cool kind of collaborations. It's just general, kind of soothing. I don't want to call it a smooth talker, but very soothing, smart guy. So check out CryptoHeartBeat. Just surpassed 5,000 subscribers, and congratulations to CryptoHeartBeat. So follow CryptoHeartBeat. And oh shoot, I thought we had. So I thought I had this on Brandon. So another one here is ballietbran. So I think it is Brandon. There you go. So this is probably one of my favorite ones. Very positive guy who's been following Richard since 2017. Really big on Hex. He's definitely one of the people that you want to follow. Check out his lives. Like they're just they're packed full of information, and he does respond. So if you have any questions, he'll answer your questions the best he can. So, and he's been doing YouTube for a really long time. So check out ballietbran, or Brandon Balliet, I think is his name. So really cool dude, a genuine, warm-hearted person. And I'm not saying that all these other people here aren't, but I really have a soft spot for ballietbran. Definitely check out his videos. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I've come to the conclusion that I just feel like there's a lot of bull flags as far as not so much looking at the chart. I mean, even though the chart does look it looks more bullish today. Just with the documentary, and especially that Robert Kiyosaki kind of interests in Hex, or maybe they're just going to talk about it. Not sure if he's interested in it, but just giving us that exposure to that crowd. The Robert Kiyosaki thing is just like, if we're able to gain some traction there with his subscriber base, sky's the limit. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts on Hex in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.